Alrighty, hello everyone, welcome back to the stream. We're getting started a little bit early today, and the reason why we're doing that is because I forgot that I have an appointment to get to at 11, so yeah, starting roughly 45 minutes earlier than I usually would so that I can still get kind of a long stream in before I have to go. So apologies to anyone who was expecting or was, expecting the stream time to be the same. But I figured rather than cutting the stream short, I could still do like an hour and a half or hour and 45 minute long stream and just start it earlier. So the VOD is always available, of course, if you're interested. But yeah, today we're going to be finishing up the Madness system. I'll show you everything that I've done for the Madness system so far. It's looking really good. I already have 9 of the Madness debuffs working in game. And so the last one that I want to do is this one here, which is kind of interesting. It makes health globes sprout legs. So the idea is that, or I'm calling them health potions now. They used to look like globes, but now they look like potions. So health potions now will spawn legs, which means that typically what happens when a health potion is dropped, it just stays on the ground like normal. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make the health potion an entity actually that will run around the level and then despawn after a certain period of time. And I think that's going to be really interesting. It's going to certainly change the game quite a bit. It's going to make health potions harder to collect. I'm kind of torn on whether the health potion should become an entity that has health and you have to shoot it in order for it to drop the health potion, or if it's going to be the same where you just have to go into the pickup radius of it to pick it up. So I don't know which one would be better. It would be kind of fun if you had to shoot it. That might be technically easier to do as well, so I may just end up doing that. The problem though is that, well, I'll think about it in a little bit. But anyway, that's the plan for the stream. So yeah, let's get right into it. Before I get started, I'd like to remind everyone that Gunforge releases on the 17th. So that's what, 13 days away from today. So 2 weeks from yesterday is when Gunforge is releasing. So please wishlist it on Steam. The link is in the description below. You can also purchase one of my Udemy courses if you'd like to learn how to build a complete game in the Godot engine. I very much appreciate all the support. And of course, you can also like the video, subscribe to the channel, watch my other videos, all of that good stuff. I'm going to get back into video production, obviously, after Gunforge is released. I want to do a final devlog for Gunforged, and then I also want to do a longer video that just goes over the history of the game over the past 4 years. So I have 2 Gunforged videos planned after release, so that'll be fun. So yeah. All right, anyway, let's get right into it. Hello, Rootbin. This is nice. Well, I'm glad. Welcome. Hello, Mycoon Dev. Thank you so much for the €1 super chat. Very much appreciate that. Thank you. That's very generous. And yeah, welcome back to you. Hello, Harry Portier. I don't know exactly how to say it. Oh, Hori Portier. Okay. That's funny. Welcome back to the stream. Hello, Momo. Welcome. Hello, Christopher. Supsies, what up? All right, welcome, Mornay. All right, let's see. So the question is, I'm going to give these health globes legs, which means that they run around. So does that mean that they should... So the question is, should the player automatically pick them up like normal when the player gets in range of the health globe, or should it become an entity that you actually have to kill with your guns or whatever in order to pick it up? There are pros and cons to each approach. I think, let me think. Maybe I will start with, excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. Maybe I'll start with not doing an entity. Maybe I can start with just adding a Pathfind component to this health globe here. and making it run around. I'm not going to draw the legs or anything just yet because I want to make sure that it's going to feel good. The main thing that I'm concerned about here is that I have a meta upgrade that increases pickup radius of the player. And actually, how does that work? Where are my meta upgrades? Increased. Do I not have a pickup radius here? Increased. Ugh, I don't remember what this ID is called. Oh, here it is. Pickup radius is increased by 50%. So if I go to my meta upgrade ID, increased pickup radius, if I look where this is this changing? Okay, this is actually changing the ground pickup component rather than the player's pickup radius, which makes sense, I think. Times 1.5. So this is in the ground pickup component. So yeah, the problem is that this ground pickup component, this pickup shape already has a radius of 64. Oh man. So I guess the problem is that with that increased pickup radius, the health potion is going to be a little bit too easy to catch, but let's just try it, you know. So let's instantiate a pathfind component in here, and navigation agent 2D. All right, let's see. We're going to turn on editable children, and I'm going to just disable the avoidance layers and avoidance mask and turn off avoidance enabled because I don't want that to affect the pathfinding of other entities. Okay, so there's a pathfind component. We'll just plop this over here. Okay, so... Okay. Do not remember if you've answered this before, but what was your software engineering job before going full-time game dev? I was working for a startup doing like software as a service development, and I was one of 3 engineers at that company. So I was basically responsible for doing basically everything, standing up cloud infrastructure for our various services, writing the back-end application code, doing the front-end React development, building the deployment processes, the automated deployment processes, you know, doing billing stuff, all that kind of good stuff. So I was basically just a jack of all trades kind of deal in that role. Hello, Polaris. Have a nice and productive day. Thank you. Always great to see that message. Thank you, thank you. My days have been very productive. Oh, before I get too deep into this, let me show you the madness system. So, I still have to do icons for them, but I've worked on the UI quite a bit. So I've got Madness 1 up here. It tells you what Madness tier you're currently on. So when you go into the game, you will have, and it tells you right here what Madness level you're on when you're selecting levels 2. And then the cave here is locked because I have to beat the graveyard at Madness level 1 at least once. And I don't think I have the graveyard unlocked either. Yeah, so I have to beat the dungeon at Madness level 1. And when I go into the game, you can see now I've got 3 things across the top. I've got the wave counter, the timer, and then the madness tier. It's just kind of stuck up there just so that you can see, you're just aware like, wait, what madness tier am I on again? Okay, that one, right? And then I also have, so I showed you that I've got the madness tier shown right here, but I also have, if I look at it, madness tier unlock screen, I've got this screen that shows up here. So after you beat the cave and you unlock a new madness tier, you get this notification, madness point unlocked, that you can go and spend. So I just did a lot of stuff with that. And actually, let me just double check something here. I know this is not what we're supposed to be doing on the stream, but I just want to make sure. Should show madness unlock. And madness tier is less than... No, that's right. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that that message was only going to show for new unlocks. So yeah, that's a bunch of work that I did. And then of course, if I go and talk to the little imp here, the imp of madness, I added some sound effects for him, which I don't know if you're going to be able to hear that well, but let's see. So here's the madness unlock screen. You can see I've got 1 out of 1 allocated, but I can remove them as I want. There's a nice little effect that happens here. I still need to rename some of these things, but and then when I select one, little imp sound effect and a little screen shake. So yeah, that's what's going on here. I'll probably bring some of those sound effects and shake over to this one too, because that kind of gives it a nice little impact. But yeah, that's the madness system. So I still have to do icons in here. So I'll be doing icons, but yeah, all of the other ones become locked when you have spent your maximum madness points. So I need to add that 10th one. That's what we're doing right now. And yeah, then it'll just be a matter of like end game will be just beat the game through all of the different madness tiers. And again, all of these stack. So if you've got 3 of these allocated, all 3 of those will be active at the same time. So the game is going to be pretty difficult when you've got all the 10 madness items there. And then the other thing that I want to do real quick is I'm realizing that there's not going to be a way of spending your money after you've unlocked all of these upgrades. So what I want to do is I want to do madness specific upgrades here. So have the tree continue to branch downward, or maybe even just branch down this way from this root node, but have passives like this that are only applicable at certain madness levels, and then make the cost a lot greater. So for instance, there might be one down here that costs 1,000 gold, and it's like, maybe it requires you to be on madness level 1 in order for that passive to be in effect, right? And it could be things like, oh, you just get another you get another gun part at the gun part unlock table. So I definitely want to think about doing that, just because like there's going to be no way for the player to spend their money as they're working through the madness tiers. And so just making super expensive additional passives here, I think would just be a great additional thing for the player to work towards and to have something to spend their money on. So I'm going to be considering that as well. But yeah, main focus is to get this madness system working well for the release, and then I'll see if I can stuff in some of that content later. All right, anyway, so that's a big overview of what's going on. Now back to this health globe. Let's make it sprout legs here. So ready, anim transition, enable pickup. Yeah, so enable pickup and enable pickup. So I think what I'll do is I'll do this. Private delegate state machine is equal to new. Private void state stationary. Private void state legs. I don't know, I'd call it state legs, I guess. State legs, and then let's go ahead and add those. So state machine dot add states, state stationary, state machine dot add states, state legs, state machine dot set initial state. Actually, I wonder if this is necessary. I don't think I need a state machine, actually. I think this is a little bit overkill. What I'll do is... well, set initial state, save manager.has madness unlock, madness ID. Did I not create a resource for this yet? Madness. Yeah, let's create this. Let's create new resource. Madness resource. Health. Globe. Legs. Copy that. Save. What do we want to call this? Health potions, sprout legs. Never skip leg day. That's what we'll call it. At least for now. I don't know. I'm going to go through all these names, but let's go to the madness ID here. Public const string. Paste that in there. Health globe legs. Okay, so in here, we're going to set the initial state. If it has madness unlock, health globe legs, then we're going to do state legs. Otherwise, state stationary. Yeah, I don't think I need this, honestly. I don't think... What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. Set process to has this. Yeah. And then I'll do the process method here. So in Godot, by default, if you override the process method, the node is set to process, which means that this process method is called every frame. I don't want that to happen just to save a little bit of overhead if this unlock is not present. So I'm just going to specifically disable the process method if it does not have the madness unlock. So this will evaluate to false if I don't have that, and this will never run. But when this is running, what I can do is I can then do the pathfinding stuff. So private pathfind component. Then I can do this. If pathfind component.is navigation agent 2d is navigation finished, or pathfind component dot navigation agent 2d dot path. What is it? Current path. Let me see. Let me see. Get current navigation path dot length is equal to 0. Then in here, what I can do is I can set the target. Now I am going to need, oh man, do I need to make this? Shoot. Oh man, hold on a second. There's something I'm not considering here. This health globe is always a child of a loot drop item, which is here. Wave rewards manager loot drop item. Yeah, so the health globe dot start shoot. So I actually can't write the code directly in the health globe. It has to be at the level of the loot drop item. The loot drop item is a character body 2D, which is good because that means it will collide with terrain. But how does this work? Wait a minute. On loot animation finished. Oh, this is going to be tough. This is going to be tough. It might be better to... Oh, man. Oh, man. How does this even work? Ground pickup component enabled pickup. Does this do the... Is picking up between... Okay. Tween method, tween pickup, hold position. Oh goodness. Okay. Is there a reason why? Okay, well this complicates things quite a lot. The thing is, I don't necessarily want to add the pathfind component to the loot drop item itself, because then all of the things that inherit or that use the loot drop item, like the gold and the runes, they're also going to have this pathfind component and stuff, which is like not ideal. So what I could do, shoot. Oh man. If getParent.owner is loot drop item. So the way that this is working is that this is the loot parent. So the health globe gets initialized or instantiated here. And then I'm saying if the parent's owner is the loot drop item. So I might just have to do that. I think the pathfind component can stay within the health globe, but the problem is that I'm just going to need to get a reference to this loot parent. Okay. All right. This is going to be a little bit hacky, but I think I can stay within this health globe scene. So yeah, I'm going to get a velocity component going on in here. So velocity component, we'll just go ahead and put that little boy right there. 12. Acceleration coefficient. Okay. And then I'm going to get a reference to the owner. Let's get rid of this. Private loot drop item owner loot drop item. Owner loot drop item is equal to get parent dot owner as loot drop item. If owner loot drop item is not equal to null, owner loot drop item dot animation finished. Okay. Okay, so now I have a reference to that. So we will do this. I'll set the process if the and owner loot drop item is not equal to null. So now I'm guaranteed that this is only going to process when I have that owner. It's a little bit hacky, but whatever. Hello, Panda Gaming. What's the plan for this stream? What will you be doing? I'm adding legs to health globes. So there's a madness. There's a madness debuff that causes health globes to run away from you. So that's the thing that I'm implementing right now. Do the different madness levels have some kind of player debuffs? Yeah, they're all player debuffs. So every madness level is just a debuff. So it's just the madness level just makes the game harder. And the idea is that for players that really enjoy the game but have no reason to continue playing it after they beat the game normally, the madness debuffs are a way of making the game more challenging, but also I'm going to do like Steam achievements around the madness debuffs, right? And of course, like I can tie some weapon unlocks to beating certain madness tiers, right? And a madness tier, all it is just a count of how many madness debuffs are active. So madness tier 1 is 1 madness debuff active. It doesn't matter which one. You can choose whichever one you want initially. It doesn't matter. And then like madness tier 4 would be you have 4 debuffs active. So beating madness tier 4 means any 4 have to be active in order for you to count as beating it. And you could change them midway through. So you could say, well, this debuff is particularly difficult on the cave level, so I'll remove that point and allocate it somewhere else. You haven't changed madness tiers because you still have the same amount allocated, but you've changed which debuffs are active. I think that's going to be nice. I think that's going to give you a little bit of freedom there. Hello, Perseverance. Welcome back. Also, seeing you use a state machine, do you think it's a good way to manage behavior across different entities? Yeah. So the way that I'm approaching it is I have composition, where I modularize all the common functionality like pathfinding and velocity and stuff into separate nodes. And then for each entity, I write a sort of, a bespoke, I guess is the word. I write a specific state machine for each entity. So each entity script, so here's all my entities here. Each entity script basically is just a state machine. And the reason I do that is because I've never found that trying to modularize state machines has been very productive, because there's every case, for me at least, is that I always want the entities to behave slightly differently from each other, and making a whole generic state machine system that works nicely with that goal is very difficult. So I just write the state machine logic myself. There's a little bit of overlap in terms of like there's a lot of common pieces and chunks of code But again, it's one of those issues where it's like, it's different enough to make it more difficult to generalize it than to just write the state machine. So that's what I do. So every entity script is basically just the state machine, and then everything else is abstracted into modular components. If that makes sense. How will you tackle Steam achievements? Is there any specific Steam SDK you can use for the player data, whatever that trigger each achievement? Yeah, so the way I'm doing it is I have a C# package that wraps the Steam API for me, and all I need to do is ship the Steam SDK DLLs or binaries with the release version of the game, and it just works. So it's very simple. If I go into my unlock condition manager, I have this try unlock Steam achievement here, and all it does is that just this new achievement here, that's the wrapper for the Steam API achievement object, and then I can just trigger it. So that's it. It's that simple. Madness system reminds me of Eternal Darkness. If you go with some lore about how your character's hallucinating that the health globes are walking. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for. Like, there's not a story behind this game, but people wanted some kind of background. So I have the intro cinematic, which pretty clearly shows that the character is like not all there to begin with. But then when you beat the game, the madness system comes in, and the imp basically says like, what does the imp say? Well, I don't want to spoil the dialogue, but the imp says something along the lines of like, yes, come deeper into the madness. And then it contains things like, you know, the health globe sprouts legs and starts running around. So you kind of get this feeling that this character is just kind of like crazy. But again, it's not like a sophisticated background, but it should give some players a little bit of flavor for the game rather than just being, you know, a straight up game. Which I like. I like the fact that there's a little bit of flavor now to the game. I'm gonna steal that mindset for myself. Yeah, I don't know which mindset you're referring to, but feel free. Do you save the player's data somewhere, either on disk or in Steam's cloud? Both, yes. And if so, how do you store them in a way that makes it easy for you to parse them for achievement unlocking? So I basically store all of the information that's needed to derive the achievement state. So if the achievement is beat the Mausoleum Magnate 5 times, I'm tracking an integer in my save data of how many times the player has beat the zombie tycoon, which is the Mausoleum Magnate, and then I'm just triggering a check for the Steam achievements at certain points in the game. So I think I'm triggering the achievements when the wave ends, so I'm triggering a check for the achievements when the wave ends, but also when you enter the hub level. So it's just periodically checking the state of the save data and seeing, have I met all the conditions for this specific achievement, trigger it. And the nice thing about the Steam API is that if you trigger an achievement that's already been triggered, it doesn't do anything. So I can just trigger and unlock even if it's already been unlocked. I don't have to do anything extra. But yeah, the save data is an encrypted JSON file which gets synchronized to the Steam cloud when you close the game. So yeah. Oh, the state machines, yeah. Yeah, I just don't think, state machines, I see a lot of people getting baited, I guess, into doing a generalized form of state machines, but in my experience, that just never works well. I find it more difficult to do state machines in that way than just to write them out. Like, I think if you're trying to look for a way of generalizing a state machine, you'd probably be better off doing something like a behavior tree, but I'm not so sure. I'm certainly not an expert on enemy AI. My enemy AIs are rather basic, so. Okay, so in this process now, what I need to do is I need to set a target. So var player is equal to this dot get player, player global position. How do I want to set the target position here? I think I could just do something like var direction to player. It's equal to owner loot drop item dot direction to dot global position dot direction to. player global position. Let's do direction away from player is equal to negative. And then let's do direction away from player is equal to direction away from player dot rotated degrees, matthewtil.rng.randef range. Let's do -90 to 90. And var distance is equal to matthewtil.rng.randef range. Let's do 256 to 512. And then var target position is equal to owner loot drop item dot global position plus direction away from player times distance. Path find component dot set target position. No, I want to do that, yeah. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to say velocity component. Let's grab a reference for this. Node private velocity component dot move owner loot drop item and path find component dot follow path. Perfect. So now my health globe here, my path find component, I just need to assign that velocity component there. Let's turn on debug draw for now. And then I need to go to my Madness unlock tier screen here. Oh no, that's not right. Madness unlocks screen. And in here, we'll duplicate this, health globe legs. We'll drag this on over, boom. Let's just get that one unlocked real quick. Is there a standardized way to do data saving? Do you use a library or whatever for it? Or do you just have your own implementation for it, like encrypting? Well, Godot has built-in encryption support and file reading support, so you can use that. And I'm just using JSON, which is pretty standard way of saving data. So I just use it. It's just a JSON object. I mean, I can show you what it looks like. So here's my save.json file. This is not what the final version looks like. I have it unencrypted and pretty printed for debug purposes, so I can actually see what it's doing. But the final version of the JSON is all compressed into a single line and then encrypted. So, but this is essentially what it looks like. It's just key value pairs all the way down. And then I'm using Newtonsoft JSON, which is a C# package, to do the serialization and deserialization to and from JSON and C# objects. I have to go to work later, but I came to say hi and thank you for a quick response on Udemy. You're welcome, Dione. I'm glad that it seems like you got your problem resolved, right? So glad to help. Yeah, you can also do that. Yeah, you can also use the scene. Fortunately, in my game, I just need to save data. I don't need to save any like world state or anything, so it's relatively easy. Yeah. Okay, so how are we going to get health globes to drop? Let's find out. Wave rewards manager, drop health. Health weight, let's just make this 1000 or whatever that number is. And we're going to go into the game. And Rust called Serde. Quite useful overall. Yeah, I would not be doing all that myself. I still think you should use JWT to sign the JSON without obscuring the data. I mean, the reason I'm obscuring the data is to prevent ID 10T errors. Like, I don't want people to go in, edit something, and then like break their save. The key, the encryption key for the data is very easy to find. So if you really wanted to edit your save data, you could find the encryption key and de-encrypt and re-encrypt the data. But it's mostly just to discourage people from putting the save data into a broken state. I'm not even sure, would a JWT have any advantages over that? I mean, it's all client side, right? So there's nothing secure on the client side anyway. Never skip leg day. Boom. Grab that. Okay, let's go into the dungeon. Let's see what happens. I should have tested it without the legs first. I mean, I don't have any legs, but let's see. Goodbye, health globe. Goodbye. Oh, perfect. And it still frees itself. Look at that. And if I pick it up. Okay, so I think what I need to do is I need to disable the processing when it gets picked up. That should be basically all I need to do here. So on collection started, we're going to say set process to false. You would only be using the JWT as a checksum. I got you. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about encryption is that if you try to edit it, the encryption will just break and the save data can't be loaded. But you can de-encrypt it if you want to edit the save data. Couldn't you just cross-validate the save on the Steam cloud versus the client side and overwrite the local one with the one on the cloud? I don't know how much direct control I have over that as a developer, but the problem is the client still has the opportunity or the ability to disable cloud saves whenever they want, so that wouldn't be reliable anyway. But that's the point. You want to make sure the save isn't broken. Yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to people going in and editing the data of the save data. I just want to discourage like average users from being able to do that. But if you have a little bit of technical knowledge and you really want to go and edit your data so that you have like all the unlocks or whatever, you can certainly do that. It's like I said, everything's client side. A little bit of investigation should reveal what the encryption key is. It's actually somewhat of an Easter egg, the encryption key, which I won't show you, but yeah, I'm not really concerned about the integrity of the data. I just want to put a barrier in place for people that don't know what they're doing, basically. Because like, if people go and edit their data and they then file a bug report, like something's broken, and you know, I don't want to get in a huge back and forth where I'm like, why is this broken? And then it comes out like 15 messages later that the person went into Notepad and like edited some save data and that's why everything's bonkers, right? Like, I don't want to have to deal with that. So like, people with technical knowledge can go in and edit their data if they want. And if they create bugs, then I can just say, oh, you edited the data. Sorry, that's not supported. You know, if you broke your game, delete your data and start over, you know. So that's my main concern. My main concern is dissuade people who don't have knowledge from messing with things. I'm not trying to preserve the integrity of the data necessarily. Okay, so that's looking good. Let's see. Loot drop item health globe. Let's turn up this velocity component to 125. Actually, let's do 150. And on collection started. Yeah, so the other thing that I want to do is I'm gonna go to my loot drop item here. Oh no, ground pickup component in here. I just want to try this real quick. If true, or I want to see what it looks like. Debug visible collision shapes. I want to make sure that this feels good when I have that upgrade unlocked. Yeah, it's an interesting discussion. I mean, I'm sure there's all kinds of strategies because obviously there are, you know, bigger games that definitely don't want people changing the data, right? So I wonder how they handle it. No, stop running away from me. No, come here. Oh my gosh, that's annoying. Okay, I'm gonna turn down the max speed just a little bit. It's a little bit hard to catch him on the default speed value. Looking forward to buying your game once it's out though. Have you boiled down a price tag? Yeah, I have a price. I've settled on a price. There will also be a launch discount. So I think you guys will find that it's very reasonable. It is under $10. And that is especially true with the launch discount that I have planned. But yeah, you'll have to see what the price is on what you call it, release day, I guess. How does that look? The health globes are running away. Might turn down the velocity component acceleration coefficient a little bit. I also have to make sure that this doesn't sprout legs when I don't have that madness thing. I might just go ahead and do that now. So we'll just make sure that the health globe behaves as normal. Yep, it's not running away. That's great. Cool. And then we'll go back into the game. That's a steal. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying not to get too. This is like my first serious commercial release, so I'd rather err on the side of underpricing it a little bit rather than overpricing it. Especially since, you know, I kind of I need some money for my budget, so we'll see. We'll see how players feel about it. I think, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I might be underpricing it, but like I said, it'll be fine. I honestly thought you'd go for around $10 to $20. Oh man, now you guys are making me second guess myself. I basically, I was looking at similar games. Like I was looking at Brotato. Brotato's only $5 and it's got quite a bit of content. There's a game called Nimrods, which is kind of similar in the sense that you're forging your guns. That game is $10, but that game's also in early access. So that means that the $10 price tag might be representative of future content that's coming. The other survivors-like kind of games, like horde survival games, they're all in that range of like $5 to $10. And so I was using that mostly as kind of like a metric for how I should price this one. I really do think that something like $15 is a little bit too steep for this game. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to collect $15 from people for this game, but I think that's a little bit steep. $10, I might be able to get away with $10. I might be able to get away with like $12 maybe, but I feel more comfortable with the price point that I've chosen. I think that the price point that I've chosen is sort of like on, I think it's on the higher end of like what you'd expect from like a horde survival kind of game, but still reasonable. So that's my assessment. I don't know. Pricing is a big, like, you know, it's a lot of guesswork. So if I need even more money, maybe I'll make Gunforge DLC, you know. We'll see. It's all, we'll have to see how it works. It's all up in the air. Let's see. I thought $15. Yeah, I think that's a little bit too steep, honestly. Oh, Enter the Gungeon. Yeah, how much is Enter the Gungeon? Enter the Gungeon is not really a big inspiration for this game anymore. But Enter the Gungeon. I didn't even see how much that one was costing. Oh, that's $15. Yeah, I feel like... Yeah, Enter the Gungeon has so much content that I feel like $15 is perfectly appropriate for Enter the Gungeon. What is Dome Keeper is kind of another... Oh, Dome Keeper's $18? Oh, is that playing? I know I'm not showing you on the stream. I don't want to show my browser right now necessarily, but I've never played Dome Keeper. Why is it $18? Did I underprice my game? But then there's this game Cruel that's only $10. Yeah, I don't know. It might be... I don't know. My game might be on the higher end of games in its genre, but it also might be on the lower end. I don't know. We'll see. Do you plan on releasing Gunforge on mobile and our consoles in the future? I have no plans for that right now, but those plans could change depending on how Gunforge does. Maybe you could also pop it up on a Humble Bundle as well. 2 stores are better than 1. Maybe, yeah. Are you plan on having localized prices like per country? Yeah, so I set the Steam price in USD, and then I just let Steam choose the localized prices for me. So yeah, the prices will be localized. hey, you know, if you want to spend $16 or $15 or $18 on Gunforge, you can just buy multiple copies and gift them to people, right? So if you think you would have paid $15, just buy a couple copies, you know? I mean, I'm just saying that's an option, you know? If you really think I'm underpricing it, just, you know, just throwing it out there, you know? Anyway. Let's see. So we need to add legs to this guy now. Probably an animation as well, actually. Probably an animation too. So it's going to go into this animation. Should we draw legs? Let's see. Should I make really beefy, like fleshy legs? That sounds weird, but... let's save this as an A sprite so I can do layers. Okay. I don't know, the animation might be a little bit difficult, but we'll have to see. Let's make some really beefy, fleshy legs with like big feet. I think I got the shape down pretty well already, actually. Oh, I spoke too soon. I don't really like that too much. Put one leg there. Make that a little bit more rounded. Oh, that works. Ew. Ew. Okay. And then if I duplicate this and just put this as leg right, we'll add some shading and whatnot, but I just want to see. Try to give it enough room so I can actually see the other leg. That's kind of gross, but that's what we're doing, I guess. Make this even darker, I suppose. Yes. Oh, man. Oh, man. So let's do this. Okay. We'll give him like a toenail. Need like a... I don't know how I'm going to give the impression of like a big toe. Seems like it would be a little bit difficult. Hold on, let me look at my feet. I'll spare you the indignity of showing my feet on stream. Let's see. So if he's facing that way, yeah, this big toe, so this would be a big toe here. I honestly don't know how I'm going to show this, but how am I going to show a big toe? Maybe if I move the toenail up there. Or maybe, do I need to move this in a little bit? Oh, make it real big. and then move it in. Ew. I'm not that great at drawing human-esque feet. Although that looks kind of good, actually. Let me get rid of this one. I just need a way of... If I do... Okay, that's kind of gross. Oops. Wonder if I just lean into the big toe thing and just give him like just a single big toe. Would that be better? Yes, I think so. I just need to figure out what I'm doing. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Did I figure it out? Does that look sufficiently disgusting or what? I'm trying to figure out how to give the impression of like muscle tone here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to adequately do that, but I can give it like a little impression of a kneecap there. Ooh, that's good. Ooh, that's good. This over here looks like it's a little bit thick. There we go. Mm-hmm. Should I make like little slapping sounds when with the footsteps just... Or that's not really a slap, that's more of a pop, but you know what I mean. This is ridiculous. Make it multiplayer co-op and have a friends pack bundle. Yeah, I've gotten that comment quite a few times. Multiplayer would be a huge effort, but if Gunforge sells really well, I may put in the effort to make it online multiplayer. I mean, it all depends. You know, I can't be spending weeks and months on further development of Gunforge if it only sells like 100 copies. You know what I mean? So, but if it sells if it sells at the level of like my ambitious goal, which I want to sell 10,000 copies of Gunforge, like that's my ambitious goal. I'd be happy selling a few thousand copies. That would be great. I would be overjoyed at that. But my ambitious goal is 10,000, and I think it's ambitious, but I think it's doable. I think I can hit 10,000 sales because it's like there are millions of people who play these horde survival games. They're very popular. Getting a small fraction of that market seems very possible to me. But if Gunforge even sells beyond that, I'm going to feel really comfortable continuing development on it and, you know, just packing the game full of new content and multiplayer and all that stuff. What if I don't have any friends? Server browser? Spent a good chunk of time playing the demo yesterday. Really enjoyed it. Found myself coming back to it after I closed the game just to try to get a cool combo. Looking forward to the release. Thank you so much, Jacob. I very much appreciate that. You don't understand how much that message means to me because, I mean, that just means the game is good, right? It just means that, and the demo doesn't even have, you know, it only has like 30 or 40% of the content available in the game. So thank you for letting me know. Thank you for telling me. I'm very happy to hear that. And it means a lot to me. It really does. So hopefully other people feel the same. And if other people do feel the same, then I think may have a commercial success on our hands, but I don't want to get my hopes up too much. I'm trying to keep my expectations low, so that I can be surprised when my expectations are exceeded, if they are exceeded. But I just don't, I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm like expecting great things out of the game and then it doesn't sell well. So trying to keep my expectations low, but dang, messages like that make it hard to keep my expectations low. But thank you for telling me. I very much appreciate that. You could add some of the potion leaking down its legs. Ew. Peak body horror. It would be funny if the legs are like ballerina legs and it runs away on its toes. Oh man. Yeah, that would be funny, Eggsy. I'm already too deep in the beefy legs though, so maybe next time. If you need initial rapid sales to get the game automatically promoted in Steam. Yeah. So I have started my content creator outreach, and the point of that is that hopefully there's a flurry of videos that release within the next couple weeks from small, medium, and large channels that cover Gunforged. I'm hoping that leads to like an influx of wish lists, which will hopefully get my game promoted on Steam to gather more wish lists, and then like I can strike while that momentum is hot and release the game right then. Because I have a bunch of wish lists, but those wish lists that I currently have are like a year plus old in many cases, so I'm not sure if those wish lists are going to necessarily convert into sales on release. So I'm trying to build up some momentum here in the final 2 weeks of release, which I thought that might be a little bit too close to release to do this marketing stuff, but I actually don't think so, because wouldn't it be better to, if somebody sees a video and they see a game that they really like Gunforge, for instance, and they say, oh, this looks like a lot of fun, I'm gonna go wishlist it, and then like a week later it's for sale. Like, I feel like that person's gonna buy the game much more than a person that wishlisted it 6 months ago and maybe their tastes have changed, or maybe they're just not playing games that much anymore. So marketing, it's one of those things where it's like, you could do everything right in terms of making the game, filling it with content, making it super fun, but like if the marketing piece is lacking, it could really impact your game. So I'm worried that's what's going to happen here, but we'll see. Hello, Neozoid. Welcome back. Great to see you. That means it's our duty here to buy on release. Yes, day one. Thank you. Thank you. Oh man. Whew. It's go time, It's go time. Okay, so anyway, let's go ahead and I am going to have to leave the stream in about 30 minutes. So let's see if we can get these legs in place here. So I'm going to take these colors. I'm going to darken that. I'm going to take this, darken that down a shade. No, let's do this one first. Do that and then darken that. Okay. All right. That's gross. These are gross. You know what I might do here? This leg right, I'm just gonna darken this whole section here. Did I go a little bit too overboard on the darkening? I think I did. Okay. Darken this. Leave that up and darken that here. Actually. Oh, maybe I didn't go. I guess it just looks a little weird. That's probably better. I should probably, maybe I'll darken this section up as well. I want the legs to be right there, so I do that. Yeah, that's gonna look better. Okay. I'm more comfortable with that. Sweet. All right, there's our health potion legs. Oh, it's so gross. I wonder if I should just, oops. Wonder if I should bring this line forward all the way. I think I like that toenail better. Oh, I should probably darken this, actually. There we go. Okay, that's enough of that. I'm gonna have to reposition the health globe, I think, but let's do this. File, scripts, export layers. All right, let's actually get into the animating of this thing here. Okay, so this health globe, sprite 2D, center that. Okay, so that's back to normal. So now I'm gonna need the, does this move the visuals? Oh, it only moves the sprite 2D. Okay. This is the part where it's gonna be a little bit tricky. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and add, rename that. Let's go ahead and add sprite 2D for legs. Now the leg left, these are gonna have to be hidden or made visible depending on whether that is unlocked. Halion, not sure if you're familiar. Yeah, I have Halion on my list of people to reach out to. I'm kind of working my way up. I sent a batch of emails to smaller creators yesterday, and the reason I did that is because I'm trying to get a hang of like how to craft the emails, and I'm just practicing writing them and stuff, and practicing my sort of process for grabbing the key, putting it in the Excel sheet, copying all the things, and writing a little personalized blurb for them. So I'm getting in the hang of that. So I'm starting with the lower view count and lower subscriber people so that I can get the hang of it. Because if I write the email wrong and it's not eye-catching and they don't cover it, at least I've missed my opportunity on a very small channel rather than on a very big channel, right? So I'll probably later in the week is when I'll reach out to the bigger channels, and I think Halion is kind of like a moderately sized channel. So I'll reach out to that channel in later this week, I think, but yeah. The colors do not make it look much like a, wow, I can't speak. The colors do not make it look much of a leg, more like a third leg. The colors do not, well, I think it'll be better when it's being animated. Oh wait, is that just the potion dripping onto the leg that's making the color more red? Yeah, so, well, I mean, these are red, but this leg is darker because it's behind. So just darkening the things that have more depth is a great way of doing that. It might look weird, so I'm not opposed to changing it, but we're gonna see how it looks in game with the animations first, and then if I need to change anything about the colors or whatnot, I can do that. So now I need to figure out how to, okay, that's that. So now I've got this, I can just animate it basically like that. We'll duplicate this, put leg right into there. Leg right, boom. Hello, 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 welcome Emerson, hello. Third leg, come on Adaton, come on, how are you gonna do this to me? Anyway, welcome to the stream, by the way. Good to see you, brother. We're giving the health potions legs. I have to watch my time, though. I can't be late for the appointment that I've got. Why is that not looking correct? Oh, because it's over one too many. There's something wrong here. Oh, I guess the potion is not in the proper spot. Yeah, I guess it's going to be, because the potion's going to be doing this. Animation. So, I'm trying to think. I might need to do a different animation player for the legs. So I'm just going to do that for safety reasons because, again, this scene has to handle the situation where the health potion has legs and when it doesn't have legs. So let's do leg animation player. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create a reset animation here for these things. Animation new. Let's call it run. We're going to take this visibility. We're going to put that as the reset track. And the reason is because that will set the legs to invisible by default, which will be really nice. So we'll put those in there. And then I can turn these on here. Okay, so we've got the run animation. So I'm probably going to want to... Let me think. Actually, let me go back into the game. I want to see what that looks like when it spawns. Because I think it still does its initial bounce and then it will sprout legs and start running. I think that's what happens. I don't think it starts running immediately, but I have to check. Let's see. I don't know why I just gave myself gold, but I'm rich, I guess. The health club's running away. So it looks like it initially... Okay, I think I want to make it initially bounce still. Let me see. On loot animation finished. Anim transition, enable pickup. So I think this process method here, I think I want to get rid of this and put it in here. So it finishes, so it's going to drop, finish bouncing, and then it's going to sprout legs and run away. It was taking over the pathfinding too quickly. So now I should see that it maintains its existing behavior when it initially gets created, and then it will sprout the legs. Did I reach out to stay-at-home dev? I did indeed, yeah. I did indeed. I reached out to him yesterday. He actually, I think he covered Gunforged like almost 2 years ago when I initially did, because I participated in a Steam Fest for Gunforged, I think 2 years ago. And I think he covered it in one of his like top 5 upcoming Godot games or whatever. And then Gunforged obviously didn't come out. So I reached out to him and said, hey, I think you covered Gunforged before. Here's a key for the full version if you want to check it out. Look at that. So why is it still generating a path though? That's the thing. I don't want it to generate a path. Oh, is it not going to drop anything? Okay. Oh, right. Enemies that I spawn with debug don't drop anything. Why is it creating a path immediately? That's... Oh. Because I need to set process to false here. Okay. There's a little bit of a problem here, but that's fine. That's fine. I think it'll work in the majority of positions or situations. Hello. Oh, I already said hello to you. Get out of here. You were responding to my hello, I think. That's cool, yeah. All right, let's see. I gotta leave in like 15 minutes. All right, let's see if we can get a dirty animation, quick and dirty animation done. There we go. That appears to be working much nicer. And it still has the indicator and everything. You could still pick it up instantaneously if it drops within your vicinity. But if it doesn't, it'll just run away. And it will still be automatically picked up at the end of a wave. Cool. Okay, so let's get an animation in place. Leg animation player, run. So I probably want to do actually a new, like a transition animation in here where I set the scale of these things. Oh, I can't assign multiple things. Okay. Scale. Started at 0, 0. How long is the transition animation here? It's 0.25 seconds. Okay. So we'll make this one 0.25 seconds as well. Zoom this in. Insert key 1.2, 1.2, 1.2, 1.2. Cubic. 1, 1. 1, 1. Oh, it needs to set these to visible as well. So it looks weird right here, but that's because the health globe is being animated separately. So it's a little bit iffy, but we'll delete these. So we go to transition there. Then we'll transition into run here, and we'll make this just like a 0.5 second animation. 0.05. We're going to want to do the position, and we're going to want to do the position of that one, as well as the rotation and the rotation. Okay. So let's just record. Oops. 62.5. Thank you, Google, for showing my appointment to everyone on stream. Very much appreciate that. Does anyone else just absolutely hate notifications? Like, you just get your attention stolen from you day in and day out. I don't want notifications on my Windows desktop. I don't want them. I don't want them. I guess I could turn them off in Google Calendar. My fault, I guess. Okay, so we're going to need to get these in order. Okay. Oh, we're going to need a facing component too. Okay. One thing at a time. So these need to return to their easings or their position rather quickly. Doesn't need to be perfect, but I still want it to be. Let me switch this animation player here. There we go. I can get a better idea what this is going to look like here. Go to site settings for Google Calendar, revoke notification permission. Yeah. The other thing is, though, maybe I do want notifications. I don't know. I guess I get them on my phone, so I don't need them on my desktop. Yeah, probably should do that. I think the problem here is that this position here, what is this, leg right? This actually needs to go back -2, and this one needs to go... They need to actually move forward a little bit. So let's do 0 here and -4 here. Maybe we'll turn up the Y value. Now the problem is that I don't think these are actually... What happens if I do -90? That might actually be better. That's very exaggerated, but this position here probably should be just my leg right. That's fine. Or no, it's not. Let's move this forward a little bit. Okay, I think that's sufficiently disturbing. So now we'll do reset here. So this animation, let's manage, edit transitions here. We're going to say the next auto cue is run from the transition. So when we play transition, it's going to sprout in and then it's going to immediately start the run animation. And that's going to synchronize pretty nicely with this. So let me grab a reference to that leg animation player here. Bam. Oops. Bam. Leg animation player. And then in here, leg animation player dot play anim transition. I think that will work. I also need a facing component so I can alternate which way the health globe is facing when it's running, but one thing at a time. One thing at a time. Okay, the automatic transition didn't work. Very nice. I love when I set things and it doesn't work. Next. Oh, that's the wrong one. Edit transitions. Okay, I'm not even going to worry about the automatic transitions. I'll just transition it myself. This should only be... if this has the madness unlock. All right, let's see what that does. Hopefully that works. Oh. Okay, that didn't work. What is going on? Oh, Q. I'll get it right eventually. So I play the animation, the transition animation, which brings the legs to visible and in, and then, oh, that doesn't work. There we go. Oh, I should probably make the legs not be shaded either. So let me do that real quick. Health globe, these legs. material unshaded. Makes it look like it's glowing a little bit, which is fine because I wanted I wanted the pickups to not be affected by the lighting so that you can see them easier. But I just have to make sure that those legs match those, or that unshaded material. Oops. Oh, and the legs stick around after you collect it. That's funny. Go! The health globe! Come here! No. It's still kicking its legs when you collect it. That's hilarious! I just gotta make the legs disappear after it gets collected. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That's actually hilarious. It just like gets dragged kicking and screaming. This might be the best thing that I've done in this game so far. Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyway, let's see. I gotta make sure to be careful about what I commit here. So do that. That's good. Madness unlock screen is good. Ground pickup component. This is not good. So that should go away. That's a good change. That's not a good change. And of course, this one is a good change. Okay. Initial work on health globe. Health globe legs. Perfect. Gotta respect his effort, even death he runs, yeah. Maybe the second best thing. The best thing must be the chicken gun. Oh, yeah, yeah. Did you ever see the chicken gun, Emerson? Were you here when I did that? I'll show off the chicken gun real quick, if you haven't seen it. So, I don't know if you, I don't know if you saw the art for it. Gun, chicken, left. So the chicken gun is a rubber chicken. So that's what it looks like. It's got like a little basket with an egg in it here, but it shoots real chickens. And then the real chickens, they spawn eggs, which just are like AoE damage as they run. I'm sure, wait, can you hear the sound effect? Yeah, there's the chicken gun. You only saw the bullets, there you go. The chicken gun! I forgot what the unlock condition is for this gun. Unlocked by defeating the Rat King 5 times, yeah. That's amazing, yeah. Thank you. I like the weapon art. Yeah, I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna make a chicken look like a gun, because chickens are rather like stout creatures. And I was like, wait a minute, I could do a rubber chicken, because those are just elongated, right? And that would actually be, I think, more fun, rather than just basically doing a carbon copy of the bullet. Go chickens! A little bit late, what happened? I'll show you real quick. We added legs to the health globe. So I'll show you this, and then I gotta call it a stream so I can get ready for the appointment that I gotta get to. But we're adding legs to the health globe so that they can run away. And this is one of the madness upgrades. So this is one of the madness debuffs that you can, they're not an upgrade, but one of the madness debuffs that you can take, and it just makes the health globe run away from you. And the health globe is programmed to basically just pick a 180-degree vector in the opposite direction, which should make it sufficiently annoying. But welcome back, Luca. Yeah, you're not that late. I mean, I started the stream early too because I have to get going, but there it is. The health globe running in all of its glory. Or health potion, I guess. I love the basket as the bullet magazine, yeah. Again, it was one of those issues where it's like, what am I going to do for the magazine? But yeah, I decided the basket was going to be a good... I love the chicken gun. Beautiful, the leg for the potion, thank you. Positive Steam review, it has chicken guns, buy it now. Yeah, I will be looking for that review. I will be looking for that. Okay, well, I have to get going now. So sorry to cut the stream a little bit short today, but you know, that's what you got to do sometimes. Thanks again, everyone, for watching. I very much appreciate it. And again, you can check out the links in the description below for all of the ways you can support me. Of course, purchasing Gunforge when it comes out on the 17th of February would be a great way of supporting me. So wish list it now so you're notified when that goes live. I'll also send an email out to my email list when it's available and all that good stuff. And you can also check out my Udemy courses. Those are linked in the description below. Those will teach you how to build a complete game in the Godot engine if you're interested in that kind of thing. Otherwise, like the video, subscribe to the channel, watch my other videos. Those are all great ways to help as well. So thank you all for being here. It was wonderful chatting with you as always. Thank you again for your support, and hope you all have a great day. I'll see you here tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern. All right, bye-bye.